What's going on, YouTube? It's Auston Holleman back with another live stream. I know I'm getting very spaced out with these live streams. They're not consistent. But your boy's out here living his best life, so that's why that is what that is. And right here we have a super chat. What up, little big bro? Proud of you, man. F the haters. Thank you very much. It's always F the haters, but I love hate. I actually love hate, so we can keep that going. Now, in the photo you seen, it's a chick that I don't know. It's a chick that I know through somebody else, a dude that's here. She just so happened to be in the photo. I don't know her. I do have a picture with her, but that's beside the point. The point is, your boy wanted to switch up his photo because I'm tired. I haven't worn a suit forever, and I'm not in the United States. I need something relevant to wear. Yeah, I can't go back and forth with y'all. Yeah, like what you said, but yeah, I can't have that. I need something more relevant. Now, today I want to talk about men's standards with women whenever you go overseas, because I'm noticing a lot of dudes, the three countries I've been into, the 3 countries and 4 cities I've been to since I started YouTube, a lot of y'all are still programmed to deal with the same quality of woman that you would deal with if you were in Louisiana or Texas or Alabama or New York. Y'all are coming down here dealing with borderline fat chicks, barely beautiful women, women that are the phone call before the lotion, women that you and I, this is hard to do, but y'all are still dealing with women that you have to confirm with your friends if she's a go. That's a hard habit to break. But my standards and I can't go back to the United States. I can't. My standards are too high. They're way too hard. They're the woman that's my bottom tier here in Brazil is like a 7 or 8 in the United States. And getting a 7 and an 8 in the United States is not as easy as getting a 70 or an 80 on your driver's test. It's just it doesn't translate the same. I can't go back to the United States. Once you leave the United States and you come to Brazil, not for just a week, because when I went for a week, I didn't talk to anybody when I came back. When I went back for 2 weeks in May to Brazil, I was just smashing women just to get by until I figured out how I was going to become a refugee of the United States. Now, I'm living here now. I've been here in uh, Brazil for about 6 weeks now. I've been in Salvador for about 5 weeks. I and like I said, this is hard, but if I have to confirm with Fred, like, hey, do you think that do you think she'll go? Usually I won't reach back out to that chick again because I'm having to remind myself, like, damn, the United States has me trained to deal with chicks that you're not 100% sure about. The same way how they wouldn't be sure about you in the States, flaking and all that. That's how yeah, you in the States y'all are taking what y'all can get. So that's why y'all are doing that. I'm not doing that shit anymore. Here in Brazil, any woman I talk about, I'm not embarrassed to hold her hand in public. I can show you a picture of her immediately. You know, if you got a chick that you really don't like, or she's not that attractive, and you're just doing it just to get by, y'all when they say, "Oh, who are you talking about? Who were you on a date with last night?" Y'all gonna hesitate to pull out that photo, and that's the sad part about being in the United States. So once you leave, uh, I don't know how y'all could even think about going back. I don't even want to go back to visit. But all your standards should increase whenever you go to a different country. All of them. Beauty being the number one. In the United States, I'll let y'all pass if y'all was settling for women that aren't that beautiful because the ones that are beautiful, it's not that, it's not that, it's not, they're not easy to deal with. Now, your respect standards should increase. Okay? Women outside the United States are way more respectable to men than your own sisters from your own country. A lot of y'all are used to dealing with disrespect for women and having women just dog your ass out and talk to you like they the man. They gonna peck y'all later in the bedroom. Let's read a couple of these. I'm gonna get back to that point, but let me read a couple of these comments real quick. But I don't see any comments that stand out too much yet. I've already told y'all about the story. I don't know. Did I go into detail about the chick that I said that I blocked? I said that I blocked her because she told me not to call again. Did I go into detail about this story? I'm about to go into detail about it if y'all say that y'all haven't heard that. And I'm gonna tell y'all why the respect standards increase. And I actually slipped up a little bit on this one because I should have fired her ass sooner. Okay, I didn't go into detail. So let's go into detail about the chick that I'm not gonna call this a shit test, but what I think is somebody ended up getting in her ear. So I met this chick when I first got out here on the beach. She was cool a little bit, and we went on a date. She comes back to the crib and she claims that she doesn't want to look a certain type of way, so she didn't do anything with me. But then she ended up doing something, and when she got hers, she stops me. So I should have fired her then, but my dumb ass, I continued on. Long story short, we you know slept around a few times with each other. The last time I saw her, she comes here. She claims that the Ubers are costing her too much money. Can I help her out with the Ubers? Now, the Uber is like $5 or $6. Some okay, yeah, I'll Uber you over here. I mean, I don't hell, I that's fine, whatever. So I Uber her over here. I'm a male. I want to smash just like any other male on the planet. But she claims it's that time of the month. So it's that time of the month, but she's hungry. She wants to go out to eat and hang out. Fine, fine. Let's go out to eat and hang out. We've been smashing anyway. It cost me $10, $15 to take you out. That's not shit. So we go out to eat. She wants this food, and I noticed for a split second, she's on her phone a lot this time. She's usually never on her phone. This is before I got this. I think it was this chest tattoo I was about to get. I think it was either chest. It was one of my tattoos I was about to get, and she's like, you didn't get me anything for my birthday. I want a tattoo too. I'm like, why the fuck would I get you a tattoo? You're not my girlfriend. I'm not buying. I'm not buying a temporary person permanent shit. That is the ultimate sucker move of the year. If y'all ever see me do anything like that, unsubscribe because I'd be a total fraud. She wants a tattoo. So I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, show me. I'm not gonna buy it, but show me. I want to see what I told her I'm not getting it. Then she eats the food. Her affection is a little down. I spoke before about how this person wasn't really holding my hand, wasn't giving. When you come to Brazil, women are very affectionate. I don't give a damn what anybody says. They're gonna hold your hand. They're gonna look at you like this. They're gonna kiss you constantly. And that had all kind of slowed down a little bit on this date. I noticed. So I was like, okay, I just noticed it. Then there's a little kiosk next door to the restaurant. She's like, I want the food. I want to get that to go too. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's asking for a lot. You're not my girlfriend and you want to go food from a after you mean to tell me after we eat here, you want to go food. Okay. You asked me for a whole lot. Anyway, we go back to the apartment. She wants to spend the night, but she's on her period, which is fine. I mean, that's fine. She can spend the night. I think it was a shit test. I don't want to say it was a shit test because that's never happened to me in Brazil, but that I think that was a shit test. But here's the problem with Austin. I can't be shit tested because I fail every time because I get rid of your stupid ass. If you gonna shit test me, bitch, that will be the last fucking time you hear from me. And I mean that shit. You shit test me, that's the last motherfucking time you gonna shit test me. Don't fuck with me. I don't like to be fucked with. That's probably why I couldn't make it in the United States. They do a lot of shit testing there, and I just burn off on your ass. Don't shit test me because if you're not 100% sure about me, don't shit test me. And that is part of the respect thing. A shit test is a woman basically disrespecting you. If she's trying to talk to you crazy, that's not respectable, but it is a shit test. Yeah, I'm passing the test by getting rid of their punk ass. Anyway, she spends the night. Now, keep in mind, she wanted to eat. She wants a tattoo. Then she wants to go food. Then the next morning, before I send her on her way, Uber her back home, they have this app called Pix, which is basically like Cash App for Brazil. Cash App, PayPal. That's what my landlord said I could pay her in Pix. So I guess it's more like PayPal and Cash App. I think most professional people would rather take PayPal for a rent payment than a Cash App. She's like, here, sign up for this. And she's enthusiastically trying to sign me up for the Pix. And so I'm like, I know why. Because all you can do on there is send money. So she want me to send her some money, but I can't sign up for Pix anyway because I still need a Brazilian ID. So now I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. What happened in between the first couple times we was fooling around and today? Somebody you've been talking to somebody that probably said something like this. You got an American in Brazil, their dollars multiply by 5. You need to be getting this out of him. He can send you 10 US dollars, which is 50 over here. That's nothing for him. Make him pay for your Ubers. You need to milk that nigga dry. I guarantee you that's what happened. And I'm gonna tell you why I think that is what happened. Because like I said before, she wasn't like that. She was on some, she's always been a little irritating, right? But she wasn't doing this money shit. And this is where a lot of y'all are getting got. Y'all would have a woman in Brazil, because there are bullshit women in Brazil here too. Yes, you get money when you. No, that's not anonymous. Let's use our common sense. That's not what the fuck it was. She was not trying to use me for a reference. She wanted some money. Listen to the story. Sheesh. But she does that, and she wants all this stuff. This is also a person who I've seen post a very feminist monologue that this old woman went on. Hold on one second. Phone's ringing. House phone's ringing. But this is a woman that posted a feminist monologue that some woman went on in Brazil. Jesus Christ. And hey, that they're out here too. But some of y'all fall for the okey doke. And what y'all will do is y'all give the girl the money. And y'all keep fooling with the girl, even though she's showing you, she's making it feel like you have to pay. I'm about to get to that comment that you have to pay to deal with her. So anyway, I started thinking about it. I didn't get her a tattoo. I didn't send her any money. I didn't give her any money. All she got was an Uber here and an Uber back home, and we went on a date. Nothing, just for the hell of it. I don't do that. Maybe if she's my girl, she can get gifts, right? But just for the hell of it, no. So I thought about it and I reached out to her. Oh, and this. She ate some food that I had in the refrigerator. I don't know why the hell she was eating so much. She leaves it on the counter. And I didn't notice this until after she left. She left the plate, didn't rinse it off, none of that. And my apartment is spick and span. Anybody that's ever been in my apartment said it was dirty is a damn lie. At least when I've been living by myself. When I had my ex girlfriend, she wasn't. We're not even gonna talk about her, but it wasn't clean when she lived there. And my mom raised me to keep my shit clean, so I saw that thing. I'm like, hell no, what is this? And so I sent her a picture of it. No, I'm not talking about the girl in the thumbnail. Yeah, I slept with the girl. I slept with her many times, but at some point in between the times that somebody got into her ear and pumped her head up, and she blew it. Now she blew it. But she left the plate there. So I took a picture of it, sent it to her, like, what the fuck is this? You left my shit a mess, even though it wasn't a mess. To me, that's a mess, though. I wouldn't walk in your house and do that. And she wouldn't get fired for that, but that will be addressed. And if it happens again, I'm gonna fire your ass. Because everybody wasn't raised like you, whatever. And she thinks that's funny because she left it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'll get it next time. Yeah, make sure you get it next time, motherfucker. Then I thought about it. I said, you know what? Does there really need to be a next time? Uh, I said, you know what? I think I left out another thing. Hold on. Before I tell you what I told her, when we were coming back from the restaurant, getting on the elevator, I, her, and another man were in the elevator. She walks in the elevator last. I'm standing by the exit part of it, by the door of the elevator. He's standing by the window. Now, she could have stood, I'm right here, he's right here. She could have stood right here in front of me. But this motherfucker stands right there in front of him. Now, this isn't an attractive guy. Like, it wasn't like she was eyeing him or nothing. He looked like a regular dude. But to me, it was like, why the fuck would you do that? You mean to tell me? So that was a shit test, right? So when we got out the elevator, I asked her, why the fuck would you stand right there? I wasn't thinking nothing of it. I didn't know. I didn't know. I won't do that again. Hmm. So again, when I texted her about that plate, I put it all together. Let's go over the line again. You come over and you can't fuck, which is fine. You don't have to fuck it. We've already had sex more than one time. You want to go on a date. Cool. You want to eat that food there and in order to go food from the next restaurant. Strike one. Strike two, you want me to get you a tattoo. Sorry. Strike two, you want to get yourself a tattoo. Strike three, you want me to sign up for an app that can only be used to send money. And I hope you don't think I'm sending you any money because you don't do shit. I don't mind sending women money. Like the chick I was with in Colombia that took care of me when I was throwing up and just treated me and made me feel special as hell. If she needed $10 one time, I gave it to her because I can do that. But this chick, sex is not, that doesn't count. Sex is not only benefit the man, it benefits both people, especially if you're having sex with me. Anyway, you want to sign up for pics. You want me to sign up a pic so I can send you money. Then you leave a plate over there. And you stood in front of another man at the elevator. So you strike out, what is that, 4 or 5 strikes? You are disqualified for eternity. So I told her, I was like, yeah, you was real disrespectful yesterday. You know, I don't think I like you no more after how you were. I was on the beach. I wasn't even paying attention to my phone. I had my phone in my bag. I didn't see that she had called me twice. I probably would have answered, but she called twice. And then when she realized I wasn't picking up the phone, she texted me, "Don't ever call me again." Okay. For anybody that is interested in me that's watching this video, don't fuck with me like that. If you tell Auston Holleman to not call your ass again, I will follow directions like a good boy. I won't call your ass again. And if you call me, I won't answer the damn phone. If you take the communication is now done. So she said not to call her anymore because I said she was disrespectful and I missed 2 of her phone calls, even though I was on the beach. Keep in mind, she's already on thin ice with me. So You said don't call me again. I didn't want to fuck with you anyway. Not after that shit. So I didn't call her. Then she texted me again. I think it was like 2 days later. Because here's the thing with women: when they do that shit, they want to see if you're gonna call them. That works. That's worldwide. But again, Austin's the wrong person to fuck with like that. I'm not gonna call. We are in Brazil. Just keep that in mind. There's a lot of women here. I'm not gonna call you again. She texted me. I forgot what she said, but I blocked her. Oh, that's what she said was, I like you. You know, how come you won't talk to me, answer the phone? And actually, I didn't block her until she called me 3 or 4 times from that number. I blocked that number. She got on somebody else's phone, text me a couple more times. I blocked that number. Text me up from another number. She texts me from another number, and she the headline says of the text says, well, I should say the first sentence, you are in Brazil, you're an American in Brazil, you have money. If you wanted a maid, if you want somebody to cook and clean for you, you should hire a maid. Where the fuck did I say anything about cooking and cleaning? But then that's when I realized that's that feminism shit that they have down here too. It's not the majority like it is in the States, because the women in the United States, all of them, just about all of them say that. I don't feel like a slave. I don't want to be a maid. But here you run into that from time to time. It's here, but you time to time you run into that. And so when I saw that, I didn't even read the whole text. Whenever I saw that, I blocked her. I blocked that number. Then she messaged me on Instagram. I blocked her on there too. So clearly it was a shit test, because in order for her to come running back, like either it was a shit test, or like I said, somebody that she knows got into her head and she decides, I'm gonna run and drink this Kool-Aid and try to milk this American dry, when really that does, yeah, that you're not gonna. I'm not. You can't run game on Austin. I don't know how many times I got to say that, but somebody asked what I seen a message that somebody just put. Somebody said, uh, "Is she from my generation?" She's like what, 26, 26, 20, 27, I think, 27. So close enough. I'm 23. So I'm saying that up to all say, Austin brags about the women overseas. But when it comes to respect, I still have the same goddamn factor. Some of y'all will be hard on those women in the States, and then y'all get over here because I pedestalize these Brazilian women, which they should be pedestalized. They are better than American women. They are better than American women. Uh, and y'all let y'all's guard down and let your standards down when it comes to how a woman respects you. And I'm sorry, you don't do that, because just like a woman in the States, if you run into the right one, which is most of them, she will milk your ass dry. If you run, not all foreign women, not even most foreign women, but if you run into the right woman in Brazil or Colombia or any of these other places we go to, they will milk your ass dry just like a woman in the States. Now, feminism does teach these women that sex is an investment. It's not. Okay, the sex is not an investment. That is, I can go if I wanted to. I can buy that. Now, let's read a couple of these comments real quick. But I say that because some of y'all let women disrespect y'all just because they're foreign. That's not how this shit works. Maurice says, Maurice gave a $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I got that money back now for the date that scamming ass scallywag. And Jungle ENT says, I would put her on ice for a while. I don't put women on ice temporarily. The block button usually doesn't unblock. I think I can count on one hand how many women I've unblocked. I think even if they come back wanting to get a pussy right away, like if I bump into them at a grocery store and they say, "Hey, I'm so sorry, can you unblock me?" I'll go fuck you in the car right now. I think I won't even dead ass. I won't even fuck them. Dead ass, and I'm saying this shit with a straight face. I've done it. Now, but no, this is not the lady in the thumbnail. Yes, it is. It is spreading everywhere. It is spreading everywhere. That's thanks to the internet. Because it's in Thailand too. Not nowhere near is the same point as in the States, but it is there too. And here's the thing: Tony Smith says she wants you to wife her up. But the thing, what she needs to know is I'm not a sucker. Well, first of all, I'm not wifing nobody that feels like I should hire a maid instead of them cooking and cleaning. I've told y'all many times, if I ever had a wife and she said we should hire a maid instead of her cooking, instead of my wife cooking and cleaning, I'm gonna fuck that maid too because I'm attracted to women that cook for me. I'm attracted to nurturing women. So if you want another bitch to nurture me, I'm gonna fuck that motherfucker too. Shit. Yeah, she for the streets. She in the streets now. Yeah, yeah. You're getting burnt for eternity. Now, yeah, there was a lot of comments I didn't get to see. You should not be dating girls older than you. We're not going to start this age argument today. Um, First of all, I can do whatever I want. Second, I think you should date whoever you are attracted to. You know, if they treat you right and you're attracted to them, I mean, it's now. I'm not talking about a 23-year-old man should be dating a 70-year-old, 50-year-old woman, but I mean, there is a buffer zone. I think for me to seriously date someone, I wouldn't go over 30 right now, or maybe 31. Thank you, Bobby. Now we're going to talk. I got one more point, Gavin, and then we're going to talk about Recife. I'm not dating only women from 18 to 22 because they're better over here, but worldwide, 18 to 22-year-old women are not that smart. Usually, of course, you have an exception of women that have good conversation and know who the president of their country is. But the majority of women from 18 to 22, especially in the United States, are just dumb as hell, if you ask me. It's That's why when Kevin Samuels used to say, get a woman fresh out of high school or fresh out of college, I'd never do that shit. I'd never be 30 years old, 35 years old. What are you and a 22-year old gonna talk about? Y'all ain't got nothing in common. She's just gonna be a fuck doll. Just a woman for you to get pregnant and fuck on. Not she ain't got most of the time they're not gonna have no real substance. Now, who said they wanted? Okay, yeah, she gonna be a fuck doll. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody said, "Why do you want to? You don't need to talk to your girl." Bullshit. I call bullshit on that because uh, if I want to go on a vacation and I want to take the girl to Recife because that's the place for that. If I want to go on a vacation and I take my girl with me, I don't want a motherfucker that can't hold a conversation. Otherwise, I go on vacation by myself. If I have better conversations with my homeboys than the chick I'm with, she'll never be my girl. It's just that goddamn simple. Now, your conversation stand speaking about that, your conversation standards should be the same. And this is quick because this is not, you know. Actually, I don't think we're gonna talk about that. Just know that your standards should be up. A lot of y'all are coming to Brazil and y'all are dealing with women that I'm afraid to even talk about you dealing with. I'll check your ass. Fred said, fuck is he fake? Now, let's talk about this now that I've done 37 minutes of that topic. Let's talk about the recent place that Floyd and Fred and I visited, Recife. Now, let's start with the positives and then we're going to go to the negatives. Positive. Recife, as far as views go and how blue the water is and the infrastructure and how clean the streets are, uh, I'm going to have to go with Recife for that. But life is about trade offs, right? But I'm not going to go to the negatives yet. What else is positive? That's pretty much it. It's nice. It's a little more developed. It's a little more developed. It's way more developed than Salvador, I would say. It's still cheap. For some reason, we couldn't find the same cheap restaurants. You know, I pretty much spent. It felt like I was in Copacabana. Now, let's go to the negatives. Recife, when I looked, had 4.4 million residents. I don't know where the fuck they was at for those 3 days I was there. I don't know where the hell those 4.4 million people were at. Three of us, if you look at that vlog again, we might look at it in a minute. If you look at that vlog, the majority of the time throughout the street, it looked like we were the only ones out there. Like you would have thought the same. There's more people. When I went to the airport, the flight left at 9 a.m. So I left around 6:30. There was more people out here in Salvador walking around jogging at 6:30 in the morning than there were at 2 p.m. on a Friday at the beach in a city of 4.4 million people. So I guess in Recife, everybody is at work or at school or just in the house. And I see somebody in the comments said facts. I see somebody in the comments said that you got to know people, which in a lot of cases, I would say even in Dallas, you got to know people to have a good time. Because I didn't start having a good time until the last 2 weeks I was in Dallas, and it was pointless then. But I knew more people. Well, I always knew people, but I didn't know people that I could just call, just get out with on a consistent basis. In Salvador, if Auston Holleman and Fred were not here and you didn't know anybody from YouTube that you could link up with, you don't need us. You don't need Fred and Auston to have a good time. All you need to know is you can stay in Hill. You really don't need to know anything, but you just need to know Hill Vermelho and Baja are the two tourist zones that I would recommend you stay in. All you gotta do is walk around Baja. You're a damn lie if you say you didn't know what to do. There's literally people everywhere right now during the daytime and towards the beginning of the night. At nighttime here Vermelho, you can't tell me you didn't know what to do. There's stuff everywhere. There's people out all day. Recife was not like that. We were out the full day. Didn't know where to go. Now, where I do recommend y'all, because we did find some people. We went to the malls. I only went to one, but Fred and Floyd went to a different one without me because I was booed up. The malls are where everybody's at. Once we left the mall, really didn't see nobody. Now, we went to the clubs. We went to bars. The bars in Recife, every single bar we went to. First of all, let me say this. We would ask people, where is everybody hanging out at tonight? Do you know it took two people like 5 minutes to give us a solid answer, and they came up with two places. Two places. They had to think, oh damn, where can I tell them to go? If somebody came in here right now and asked me, where can I hang out right now in Salvador? Go to Rio Vermelho. Go anywhere in Baja. There's people everywhere. There's music playing. There's something to do everywhere. But that wasn't the case. But anyway, whenever we found out, oh sorry, I seen your super chat. I think let me get to. I'm on a monologue right now. Give me 1 second. I saw your super chat. Now, we went to the bars, and at the bars here in Salvador look like a club almost because everybody's standing up. Everybody's standing up. You got people sitting down too, but everybody's standing up. Whenever they say let's go to a bar, number one, it's not cheap. Okay, you talking about you're gonna spend at least Fred and I, we spent I think $60 if we were at a bar and those drinks were whack as hell. We were there for like 2 hours. And $60 in Salvador, I'm gonna be wasted drunk for that. And I was not wasted drunk when I left this bar in Recife. Now, everybody at the bar in Recife is sitting down. So when you're driving by, you're pulling up. It looks like you're pulling up to a fancy restaurant. Doesn't it? Does not look like a place you're about to socialize at. And it's not. It's not a place to socialize. But let's keep going. Being black, the women here, I mean the women in Recife look at you like a ghost. In a good way. They don't see black people often there. So they are shocked and they are curious. But whenever you get their numbers, they don't seem as curious. Okay? They no. Yeah, that's I don't know who the hell that is calling me right now, but I can't answer right now while I'm working. Now, they are curious, but when you got their number, they start playing a little bit. They started playing. And women everywhere will play a game to a certain extent, but This shit reminded me of being in the United States. I'm gonna come back to that. Let's talk about the club. The club is not good. I believe we went to four clubs. Three or we went to at least three, but I believe we went to four in that 3 day period. Okay. He said I was getting darker each month. Yeah. Now, you have a max capacity in a club. Well, these clubs would be like 30% of that. So if they can fit, let's just throw a number out there. If they can fit 1,000 people in this one room at this club, I wouldn't even give it 300. It would be like 100, 100 to 100. I didn't mean to say 30%. I meant to say 10%. I was on the phone with DeSantos and I told him, yeah, we at the club. And he said, you know what? I know it's not lit because I'm sending him a voice message and he says he can hear me just fine. At a club, usually you got to walk outside. He can hear me just fine on the voice message. And it's damn near dead silence there. Now, what's going on, Rilla? Now, in this club that barely has anybody in it, when you getting choosing signals, but they're choosing signals like this. Like they're those choosing signals where they're looking at you, but they don't want you to see them looking at them almost. They call them fast eyes. If you see women doing that, do not approach those women. Every last one of them is full of shit. I've never gotten any further than a phone number with those women. If I got their number. The women that want to fuck you, they give you choosing signals, they're gonna make it known that they're gonna stare at you like you can't miss it. Anyway, anyway, you go approach those women. After you saw they saw you looking at them, or you saw them looking at you. And when you approach them, they're like, what the hell are you doing over here? No, I wasn't looking at you. Really, Floyd said he saw it. Fred said he saw it. I said I saw it. But when I get over here, you didn't do it. It sounds like I'm in Dallas again. So guess what? That happened 2 days in a row. Third day, Floyd was like, he's going back home. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go back. Got back to Salvador. What was that? The next morning? We came here, but then the next day after that, we walked. This was yesterday. Walked along the beach and I had a fucking blast. I got, what was it, three or four, probably five numbers, at least three or four. Chicks breaking their neck to look at you. And it's more black people here. It's no black people in Recife, just about. So the whole thing, I thought like, oh, being rare would help. In this case, it might work somewhere in like Romania, but in Recife, I did not experience that. If you did, good for you. I didn't. You would have to look. I think in order to get a woman to be, cooperative with you down there, you're gonna have to look through. You need the mindset of I'm gonna look through a needle in a haystack. And I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm done. I The United States was a needle in the haystack zone. I've already done. I've done my time in the pen with the needle in the haystacks. I'm done. Food was good. The beach was dead. I got that on video. Literally, every time, no matter what time of day I went to the beach, it was like 40 people, 80 people per square mile. I don't know. Versus here in Salvador, the beach is overran on a daily basis. It seems like 7 days a week that beach is overran by 11 o'clock or noon. I don't know. So coming from, if you go to his, I'm not telling y'all not to go to Recife, but don't go to Recife for your first trip to Brazil, please. It'll make you feel like I lied in all these videos. Start in. I've only been to Rio and Salvador and Recife. Start in Rio or Salvador first. One of the two. I say start in Rio first. So I hope that answered y'all. Now they got beautiful. There's beautiful. There's not a lot of beautiful. There's beautiful women in Recife. There's a lot of beautiful women when you compare it to the states. But comparing it to Salvador, there's literally like back to back, back to back. I think Sunday I'm gonna do a vlog where I just walk down the beach and show y'all. I don't want to because that means that's gonna make it less natural for me, and I want to talk to some women myself. But I'll do it for the contest. So that way you guys know. But his Recife was not like that. You would see a bad chick every 7, 8 minutes. Yeah, no, no. If I go back to Recife, I'm going back with a woman, or I'm going back to see this girl that I like that stays in that state near Recife. But I would not be on no single guy stuff. But yeah, Baja Beach is lit. I mean, the whole Salvador is lit on Sunday. It's lit every day, but Sundays is crazy. Now, have you dealt with healthcare there yet? Yes, and healthcare here is free. I don't know how, like, what all exactly is free, but I needed antibiotics, and the doctor's visit was free, and of course, the medicine is dirt cheap. How long did it take you to learn Portuguese? It took me like 3 months to be able to say the basic things, but to get where I'm at now, this is like 15 months. You're seeing 6 months. You're seeing 6 months of daily practice of Portuguese, but you're seeing, yeah. But out of 15, only 6 months was I on it daily practicing on the app. I haven't used Duolingo since like February. I mean, I've opened it and used it for like 5 minutes once every a month, but I used to do it daily, and yeah, I don't do that anymore. I need to start doing it, but I can't. I will one day. Lawayne, appreciate the $20 super chat. Russ, appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Now, really, my Portuguese has improved a lot because I'm pretty much forced to speak it every day, all day now. Not that many people in Salvador know English. But hey, go to Recife. Go. I wouldn't tell y'all not to go, but I'm just telling y'all what my experience is. And there's a reason why Recife is not a hotspot. So we can say that, it's different for everybody, but the hotspots are the hotspots for a reason. Now, basically, Black Jesus says, I'm really coming out there to catch up with you. Please come through. It's been a minute since we talked. You will love Salvador. Salvador is the greatest place on earth for me right now. Out of all the cities I've been to, this is the best one. And I would agree with this. Recife is for men who want to find a wife. I think it'll be a lot easier for you to find a wife in Recife than Salvador or Rio, because Rio and Salvador are heavy tourists. Not Salvador is not so much heavy tourist, but Rio is a heavy tourist destination. And anywhere where it's a lot of tourists coming through and it's a major city, usually women are not as loyal. But Recife, whenever it's hard to get to even find a club to, well, me being a tourist in Recife, and it's hard for me to find a club to go to. And when I get to the club, nobody wants to socialize. Obviously, those women in that area are going to be a lot. They're going to be a lot more loyal because there's not shit going on. Basically, Black G says you made all the chicks eat their words. I love the content you are creating. I see you living the dream. Yes, sir. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I had to stick to my word. I told Melanie King I'd be in Brazil by January, but I made it happen by November. And I'm never looking back. I've met plenty of Brazilian women that smoke weed. I don't have a GoPro though. Okay. But yeah, so that was an update I was giving y'all for Salvador. I'll leave a few more people with some questions in the comments. But please keep your standards. The same way how you're hard on American women, I need y'all to be like that with women in Brazil too. They don't get a pass just because they're Brazilian. They are better if you ask me, but that doesn't mean they're innocent, or at least that doesn't mean all of them are innocent. Thank you very much, Kevin. So somebody super chatted a question right here. The Steady Ground says, "Hello, Austin. Do you have a slight idea about good spending daily budget for non-beer drinkers in Salvador? Do you have a slight idea about a good spending daily budget?" So, Rilla, I'm about to address what you just said. Okay. So, what is a good daily budget for somebody in Salvador? If we want to throw in, if you're somebody like me that goes to the gym daily, not every day, but just about daily, and I eat out 3 times a day because there's no point in me cooking. I'm outside too much to cook. That food would go bad like it did before when I tried to cook. Like that grocery video I did, I haven't cooked since then, I think. That was like a month ago. I've been eating out. But anyway, with me eating, if you eat like the restaurant I eat at daily after I leave the gym costs me $4 to eat a full meal. It's really like $3.80. Okay, that Uber to get there is $3. There's two gyms walking distance from me, but the other gym has way more women, at least from the time I seen. I'll just go back and forth to them actually, but that other gym has way more women, so I like to go there. And they have like they have a restaurant next door where they sell pre-workout. Anyway, that's $6 to go there and back. If I do that, keep in mind I'm 23 too. If I do that, and then let's say you can find another restaurant $5, $7. You're talking you can survive off $20 a day for food. $15 to $20 a day. With Ubers, it all depends on how much moving you're doing around. But for my lifestyle, if I did not drink alcohol, I would spend maybe $30 a day. That's with me being out all the time. I'm pretty sure that number would be more like $15 if I went grocery shopping and cooked 2 meals a day. So you need about to be safe, I would say you need enough income to make $30 a day, 30 US dollars a day to survive. And anything more will be extra. Appreciate that super chat. Now let's address what but yeah, like he said right here, if you're dealing with women, it does get expensive. Yes. Because keep in mind, I did say I spend the extra $6 a day to go to the gym on the other side of town. Well, not the other side of town, but 15 minutes away because I like the women at that gym better than that. If I was single, I'd probably go to the one that's walking distance that's free for me to walk to. So women do make things more expensive. Now, Rilla says, I see that. I love that you changed your position on that. I remember us going back and forth to that for a while. I have not changed it. I mean, I always knew that just because I pedestalize Brazilian women, I say they're this much better. That does not mean you just lose all standards and yeah, you just don't do. You still have to be. You still have to have a level of common sense with men. I mean, with women. Shit, I didn't mean to say that. Like I was saying, you can't be blue pilled. Basically, yeah. You come down here blue pilled. There's a Brazilian woman that'll get you. They're out here. The green card shit is real. They're out here, and she will milk your ass dry. But I think you got a higher chance of getting milk dry in the states. I don't think I know than you do in Brazil. But there's like here's the thing though. A lot of these women, the reason that that's not going to happen, they're not going to get you because the men down here, pretty much almost all men in Brazil that you would meet have that red pill mindset. They don't even take these women on dates like that. It's uncommon. If you ask a Brazilian woman, it's uncommon for her to go sit down at a restaurant with a guy before they have sex. So they kind of already know what's up. They're used to that. See if we got any more comments. Give it about 10 more minutes and then we'll wrap this up. But now that I'm living in Brazil and I traveled, I will say I have learned that you got a better shot of finding something long term in the cities where there's less going on. Like the chick that I really like, uh, I went to go see when I was in Recife. Man, she doesn't even and there wasn't shit going on in Recife, and she doesn't even live there. She stays in an even smaller city. So, and I take her more serious. We're not together or nothing like that, but it's just somebody I'm seeing. But here in Salvador, that's a little harder to find. You do have a lot more sluts and whores out here than you would over there. He said, "You so raw, man. That's why I follow you. You don't bite your tongue." Thank you very much. Yeah, it's when I try to bite my tongue, I don't get my point across. When I speak how freely I want to, I get my point across. But yeah, there's a lot of sluts and whores in Rio and Salvador. But hey, for me, that's fine. But I advise people that's living like me, you need to keep track of what women are wife material and not let them go. Like the chick I was talking about, she knows about my YouTube channel. She knows everything. She knows. But uh, I don't treat her the same way how I treat the other women. Plan on coming down next summer. Appreciate the content, good value. If you're still out there, we'll try to link. Absolutely. Appreciate that super chat. Next summer. Well, if you come into Brazil, come to somewhere like Salvador, because the summertime is wintertime here. And when I went to Brazil, May is not summer, it's still spring. But when I went to Brazil in May of this year, I was shivering at nighttime when I was staying in Rio. So Tinder and Bumble does work. I know some people that are winning on the dating apps. They finally just started working for me. Dating apps have never worked for me until I came to Salvador. Why ain't nobody tell me Colombian women are possessive? Most women outside the United States, well, in these second world countries that we go to, like Colombia, Thailand, Brazil, they're going to be a lot more passionate about their man. In the States, it seems like they don't give a fuck about you because they don't. But like Fred said right here, you can find them here. It's easy, just depends on if you're ready to settle. I would agree, but you have to be willing, like you said here as well, you have to be willing to play the numbers game. And it's easy if you're winning, right? If you're getting numbers and chicks are fucking with you, you can find something that you're really interested in quick. But y'all just gotta level your common sense up. Like for example, I have a chick that is she seems like she's into me on the girlfriend level, right? She's beautiful. But when I met her, she had a hickey on her neck. So I pay attention to shit like that. You guys gotta watch that. I mean, but some of y'all will fall for the okey doke and take a chick like that serious. If a chick has a hickey on her neck, she just got fucked recently, and apparently she must have liked that dude a lot. If she's willing to walk, if she didn't put no makeup over it and walks around with it, please proceed with caution. Please. Purchase an agreement in Colombia is taking forever to get, but that's just how they do business. Once established, I plan to hit so many other South American countries. Purchase an apartment. I said agreement. Sorry. Congratulations on that as well. This is how they do the business. What do you mean it takes forever to get? Appreciate that super chat. I'm gonna read the next chat whenever you put it right here. It's just too hard to earn a living overseas. The community doesn't emphasize that enough on aspect. Yeah, everybody can't be a software engineer. I mean, anybody can, right? But I don't know. Is it really that hard to make money? I don't know because I went to Brazil in February. That was just in February, and I loved it so much. It changed my entire mindset on how I worked. I've always worked hard, but when I experienced enjoying life and especially enjoying women, uh, my entire mind changed. Like I went into full hustle mode, and then that was in February, and by the time November, October 16th rolls around, I was moving out of the United States. So it can be done. It just depends on how bad you want it. But I'm not saying it's gonna be a cakewalk, but yeah. Yeah, it's easy if you're winning. Not everybody that comes to Salvador, I mean, it's a common sense thing, right? If you're not winning, if you're not getting women, how the hell are you gonna find a wife? You can't even get one to fuck you. So yeah, if you're winning, it's easy. It's easier for the guy that has a higher frequency with women than the guy that has a lower. That's you should be able to understand that. But not everybody, like Fred said, not everybody that comes down here is gonna get my result. Hey, but at the same time, I didn't have the result that some of these fraudulent, lying ass people that talk shit about me, uh, that they say they have success with women that usually aren't even that attractive. But hey, I didn't have that experience when I was there either. Coming to Rio next year, what's the best dating app for Rio? Like I said, dating apps did not work for me until I got to Salvador after 4 years of being on dating apps. But Try Tinder. Tinder, I did get a lot of matches on Tinder as opposed to anything else. Now, natural exit. What I'm seeing here is you're somebody that I call a victim. Not everybody's a software engineer, barber, or hard worker that can utilize the skills overseas. If you don't want it, if you're gonna sit around and say that's not what I am, because I wasn't a barber when I was 15, I wasn't a barber. I was a high school student. When I graduated high school, went to college, I was a college student. But I wanted to be a barber, and 2 years after graduating high school, was it 2 years? I had my barber's license. 2 years after I wanted to be you do your life is what you make it. I'm in marketing and it's pretty easy to get into marketing. Absolutely. I would 100% agree with that. Appreciate that super chat. Going exactly. The dating apps, like Fred said, the dating apps. I have some chicks on Tinder that I don't. They message me and I forget to respond, and they're beautiful too, and I forget to respond because I know that if I really want to meet a woman, I just go walk down the street and you'll bump into some of them. As opposed to dating apps, they're not perfect. They're not perfect. They're better in here than they are in the states for me. But I mean, you're talking about meeting somebody on online versus in person. It's always better in person. Really admire you and your courage to just roll from the U.S. and living your life. I'm old now, but still plan to come for a visit. I appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of y'all need to get that courage that I have too. A lot of y'all just need to just say fuck it and just leave the United States. Because I'm not lying about none of this stuff. That's why y'all see uh, me come out and say that these women aren't perfect. Because I know at the beginning I did make it. I made it. Now I knew they weren't perfect, but I did probably come off as if you can't lose. You can't lose. You can't lose. You can't lose as far as getting women, but saying that you won't run into one that's bad here is not true. But girls in the favelas are the best women. Or at least you're more likely to have a good experience with them. Appreciate that super chat, Darren Hilton. Stay strong, young brother. Thank you very much. I'm gonna keep my foot on the next, and I'm gonna stay with the thickest skin I can have. And your donation keeps me strong as well. Thank you very much. By the way, Mr. Lucario and I are supposed to be on a debate at 11 p.m. my time, which is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time is the final debate between Mr. Lucario and I. It will be on Kings and Dreams channel right here. Let me drop the link. That way y'all can go ahead and bookmark it. I just dropped the link to his channel right there. Be there at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And what is that? 6 p.m. Pacific Time. In the gym, as I listen, each day I watch you and I'm encouraged more and more. Keep going, Austin. I think I have a solution for your camera situation so it won't black out on you too. I appreciate that. And if that solution does not work, I'm glad to hear I'm inspiring you as well. If that solution does not work, um, I'm gonna buy a video camera instead of this Canon. and I'll just use his Canon for photos. Let's give it 5 more minutes if anybody has any other questions, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. I need to cut my hair. I think Mr. Lucario just wants clicks. Because you notice on the debate we got on, he didn't have any real argument. Yeah, really. I think. Well, at first I thought he was really like, I thought he was like, genuinely like, oh, this dude is messing with my pockets by having this debate, this viewpoint, or I thought it was something else. But now I'm like, I don't think he believes the stuff he says. What's next after Salvador? So, for sure, I've already looked up the numbers. I'm going to Romania for my birthday in May. If the war in Ukraine is over with, if it's still going, I don't know how smart that would be. Anything can happen at any time, even if the war ends. But if the war is still going on, I'm not going because that's just too much of a risk. But in May, I'll be going to Romania. To what is it, Bucharest, Romania. Get some content out there. There's only one other guy, and one other black guy. That's a YouTube from what I've seen over there right now. Otherwise, if it's a war city, I'll pick another country that's a little further from Ukraine. Uh, but next city, I'm thinking next, probably the first and second week of January. Floyd won't be here, but Fred will be here if he can go. We'll go to Sao Paulo or Florianopolis or Manaus. One of those. I want to try out one of those cities. This is a really good question. I think this would be hard. So, as a disabled man, stroke survivor, does Brazil have infrastructure for me? If you, okay, a stroke survivor, you're saying that you are paralyzed from the waist down, right? Or, I don't know. But when I hear infrastructure for disabled people, I'm thinking of ramps, stuff like that. Salvador is not the place for you. At least Rio Vermelho, because there's like hella Brazil just in general. There's hella hills. Some of these hills are like that, literally. Like it looks like from the top of the hill that if you trip over your damn shoelace, you're gonna be falling for 5 minutes. Some of them look that steep. Now, his sea face seemed pretty flat. There wasn't a lot of hills in his sea face. His sea face is probably good for that, but it's slow. That's the trade off you're gonna have. It's slow. Rio, there's a lot of hills in Rio. That is a really good question. That's a really you would have to give me some more details. Like you're saying you're in a wheelchair. Yeah. I think the United States is one of the very like appreciate that super chat as well. I think like he said right here, I think the United States is one of the very few countries that have, strict laws for handicapped people. But South, like somebody said right here, I was thinking this too. Sao Paulo is gonna be, I think I've never been, but from my assumption, it's gonna be one of the most developed cities. Sao Paulo, Brasilia, which is the newest city. I think those are gonna be better for handicapped and disabled people. But definitely not Salvador. Like I'm thinking, even in Baja, Baja is mainly flat, but other than Baja, it's hills like crazy everywhere, and there's no way they could even no. Mm-mm. Do I play video games in my downtime? No, I honestly don't have that much downtime. But let's give it 8 more minutes. At an hour and a half mark, which is in 8 minutes, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Belo Horizonte. I thought about going there. I will go there one day. It just doesn't have a beach. I just heard DJP Dennis told me that it was a lot of bars there. I went to Finland to visit this summer. The war doesn't affect the stay. I can walk. Weakness in my right and arm and leg. So if you have weakness in your right arm and leg, it's more so. I'm trying to see what accommodations would you need for that. Like how are certain things set up to help you for that? Appreciate that super chat again. I would say it's not handicap accessible. True for Brazilians, healthy is pretty damn good for you. You don't see many disabled handicapped people here. Now I think about it, you don't. I don't think I've ever seen one wheelchair in Brazil. I haven't seen one person in a wheelchair. Let me bring this up too. I talk about I put out a tweet and I put it on my community post and I did a short video. I'm gonna post it after this live. And I was talking about saving yourself time when you approach a woman. It never fails. And Fred knows this because well, Fred knows that I have a short tolerance for women. It's not I'll fire your ass quickly, right? And one thing that I like to do is if I'm flirting with a woman and I want to see if she's actually interested, I'll reach out and I'll grab her hand and hold it and look at her in the face and smile, of course. If she moves her hand, tell her it was nice. It was nice meeting you, because she's not interested. An interested woman is going to be flattered by that. She's going to be in love by that. She's going to be. It should get her wet, honestly, because for what reason would she tell you to put? Oh, you can't hold my hand. Like I said in the tweet, you can't say, "Oh, it's because we're in public." People shake hands in public. Was she gonna not shake your hand? Nah, I'm not buying that. What's good, bro? Projecting to go to Rio if everything goes right. Are there any immunizations you have to have besides the COVID? No. The only shot they ask you for is the COVID vaccine. I don't think they ask for that anymore. Well, when I came from Thailand to Rio, all well, Sao Paulo. They said I either needed the test or I needed the shot. When I went in February and May, you needed the test and you needed the shot. So seems like maybe in like 6 or 7 months that they'll probably get. Hopefully, this COVID test shit. It looks like it's coming to an end. So, but other than that, no, they didn't ask for you to have any other shots. No, sir. No, sir. I disagree with you. So this is a misunderstanding, and I guess I'm gonna have to do a video of me holding a Brazilian woman's hand to show y'all exactly what I mean. What I'm saying is, if you see a chick that you're flirting with and y'all are talking and you're not showing her interest level, I'm not saying hold her hand and go off into the sunset and swing hands. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, per se, she's standing directly in front of you and you grab her hand and you hold it, probably even rub her hand. If she's into you, that's not going to be a problem. Why would they have a problem with you holding their hand, but they'll kiss a random stranger that they just met within like the first 30 seconds? That logic is flawed. But if you know that, you know that. But I haven't experienced that. I don't know anybody that has either. Yeah, yeah. I think most people that disagree with that statement, they think that I'm talking about holding her hand and walking down the street. And even then, they'll do that on a date. Hell, they'll do that anytime. It's usually not a problem at all. This too. So let me tell you about this. Fred and I were walking down the street. Fred and I, and this other guy that just got here named Sid. We were walking down the street, and there was, yes, I do plan on getting a full sleeve of tattoos. I'm getting another tattoo Wednesday. I've been getting a tattoo every week since I got here. I've gotten 6 tattoos almost. Uh, there was a beautiful chick, beautiful. She was like light skinned, and her eyes were like matching her skin tone. Beautiful curly fro, nice legs, and of course, your boy did the 180 turn. And when I seen her look back, and I did the 180 turn, I always say, "Come here," and she kind of was like, "Me? Yeah, you come here." And what's funny is she has a 10-year-old sister that was with her, right? And she gonna point at her sister like, "You talking about her? Why the hell would I be talking about her?" Yes, no, you come here. And so she came here and we talked for a second. We exchanged numbers. And then she was like, "I want to kiss you, but I want to respect my sister." I've never heard that bullshit, but okay. But I was like, "Okay, cool. We'll talk." I text her, "Look, I want to see you again." She's like, "I'm over here on this side of the beach." I go over there. That energy was completely different when I got over there. I don't know what happened. I went over there, and first of all, she was talking to my friends too much. She was talking to Fred and said too much. Like they weren't flirting, but if I just got your number, you shouldn't be talking to them more than you talking to me. And hey, I don't give a damn about these motherfuckers, right? So if she likes my friend more, that nigga can have her. And I don't take her. She like you more. It's like nine. It's like literally like 80 other girls I can get at over here on the beach. Go. But the energy was different. And I had to ask her for a hug. In Brazil, if you gotta ask for a hug or ask to get a kiss. So yeah, I haven't talked to her since. Yeah. But she was beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I really like that chest tattoo. They did a real good job on that. Hey, but let's go ahead and wrap that up. I'll try to go live again next Monday. And get your passports. Let me say that a little louder. Get your passports and come to Brazil because it's really that bad in the United States, and you don't know until you leave Brazil. Until you leave the United States, I'm sorry. Killed my monologue.